best use of that. Okay, so hopefully that activity gave you some idea of kind of the difficulty in predicting protein structure. So you have this long chain, it's got all these different side chains on it, and you want to know how it folds. And so that's an active research area. So that's kind of what a protein is. It is this long molecule that folds up. Does anyone know what proteins do? Any guesses? Yes?
They're like fuel?
They're not, unless you are, if your body is using proteins as fuel, then you are in bad straits. Your body can use proteins as fuel if you're like starving. You've gone through all your fat stores and all your sugar stores, and then they'll start using proteins. But that's like, you don't want to be in that case. Yeah.
Say sustain the body system, like there's a protein that called insulin that can lower the glucose.
Okay, so that is one thing that proteins do. They control how much glucose is being uptaken. Any other thoughts? Anything you've ever heard of a protein doing? Yes.
Like when people are trying to form muscles, they drink protein.
Okay, so when people are trying to build muscles, they drink protein shakes and eat, cute little lambs for dinner. 5 dozen eggs, so you're roughly the size of a barge. Okay, so these things are all right, and the answer is proteins do almost everything in your body. Okay? Because to illustrate that, let's take a step backwards and ask, what does DNA do? And DNA does exactly one thing, it codes for proteins. So absolutely everything that happens in between the DNA and you happens because of proteins that the DNA codes for. Okay? So these proteins do like everything. They regulate hormones, they act as structural elements in your cells. That's why you need proteins when you're building muscle, because those proteins act as the structural elements in your muscle. They control what goes in and out of your cell. There's you guys know enough biology that there's like a cell wall, right? And there's proteins embedded in the cell wall and act as gates. So they control what goes in and out of the cell. They do basically everything, and that's kind of why we want to study them. So we want to know, okay, so they do so much. It'd be good to know more about them. And how they fold. And what I study is actually a little bit different than how proteins fold, because there's actually tons of groups studying protein fold. But what I study is a slightly different question, which is, what is the most likely misfolded structure? So if I started with a protein that folded properly and achieved a high score on unfolded, the body knows how to do this. And then I said, okay, what is like the second highest folded score that I can get with this protein in a stable way, like not like moving a little bit, if I moved it a lot, could I get the second highest score? And that's what I want to know, and that's what I want to study. And the reason why I care about this is, So this is kind of one of the outputs of my research. So this is a protein called superoxide dismutase 1. I think it dismutases superoxides, I guess. And if you look at the left-hand side, there's a little loop here, and that's one of these helices that we saw unfolded. And if you look on the right-hand side, this is our prediction for the most likely misfolded structure. You can see that there's still these strands, but the loop is gone. So our prediction for the misfolded structure of this protein would be that the first thing that undoes, the first thing that unfolds is going to be this loop. And that is important because superoxide dismutase 1 is implicated in Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS. And the misfolding of superoxide dismutase 1 is one of the things that causes ALS. Misfolded proteins that aren't quite folded right, also happen in cancers, also happen in Alzheimer's. And so what our group would like to do is we'd like to say, if we can know what the misfolded structure of this protein is, then we could design an antibody to target the proteins that are misfolded, but leave the proteins that are properly folded alone. So we work with a group in medical school who specializes in creating antibodies, and we go back and forth with them. So they would like to know, okay, we're working on Alzheimer's, that's one of the things we're working on right now. We have this protein in Alzheimer's that misfolds. Could you use your computers to tell us what the best target for our antibodies is, based on your computer algorithms? And then we can test that in our lab. And then we'll see. So that's actually a project that's going on right now. We made a prediction about an Alzheimer's protein, and they're going to test it in their lab. And if it works out, then maybe that becomes a new Alzheimer's drug. Yeah, these are this is of concern, obviously, to society as a whole, because like your cancer, and also to me personally, because I would like to not have these things when I look less like that and more like this. So that is about it for me. That's a little bit about physics, a little bit about biophysics. I hope you learned one or two things, and yeah, anyone.